You are watching coverage of the Fnatic Play Open tournament cast by myself, Totalbiscuit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SHOUTcraft. Yes, the finals of the Fnatic MSI $3,000 Play Open tournament. A big-ass laptop is up for grabs, as well as an awful lot of cash on the line. Sjow in the red trunks, playing Terran, here starting off in the Xel'Naga Caverns in this best-of-5 series, versus his opponent Cloud, who fought his way all the way through to the finals with some amazing economic and macro displays, as well as, I might add, outflanking and outmaneuvering his opponent. He just beat Stralocky straight off of that, and of course, Inzo, who shockingly beat White in a best-of-3 series. Unbelievable play by Inzo. Ridiculous play by Inzo. God, I want to cast more of that guy. He's fantastic. Sjow managed to take him out, though. He did concede one game, but Sjow did manage to take him out, and it is now a Terran versus Terran finals. And it is going to be a blinder. How can it be anything else? How can it be anything else, ladies and gentlemen? Barracks down for both. Now, like I've said before, we've seen Cloud, we've actually been following Cloud for quite some time. We have not cast Sjow in this tournament yet. He has just been playing games that we haven't been able to cast. It's as simple as that, because they've just been going on at the wrong time. So we've followed quite a lot of Cloud, and what we've learned of Cloud is that he's a very economically centered player. He loves the money, and his primary tactic in everything is heavily upgraded ground infantry. He is a huge fan of that, whereas I know for a fact, having cast Sjow quite a lot, he is a big fan of early game aggression, and he loves his Hellions, and he is often very much into mixing it up with mechanized play. So it's going to be an interesting clash of styles, I feel. Intriguing indeed. I don't expect to see too much in the early game, of course. Once the factory goes down, then we'll see exactly what's going on with it. It's been a great tournament thus far, honestly. We've seen some upsets. We have seen how brutal a best-of-1 elimination format can be, as we saw Brat OK knocked out in the second round by Demaga. We saw TLO v White in a best-of-1, as White knocked out TLO. We saw all sorts of crazy stuff, folks. We saw Huck get knocked out in a best-of-1. Yeah. It's pretty crazy. Wow, Cloud. Wow. Okay, economically centered is one way of putting it. This I would call economic madness. Cloud straight in with the command center and a Reaper in response from Sjow. Again, we don't see that Hellion as of yet, but a Reaper would be a good start. That is crazy stuff, folks. I mean, think about that. Incredibly fast expansion there by Cloud. He is really up for getting the economic advantage on his opponent. Only 2 Marines on the ground, now 3. Potentially vulnerable list to Reaper play. Sjow with an interesting call right there. There you go, Reaper out, straight into Marine and Combat Shield. Intriguing. Very intriguing. Possibly looking to win in an early ground war. Again, why not? Again, that Combat Shield will make all the difference in a Marine versus Marine play. Cloud straight through to a factory. We're seeing a little bit of reversal here, maybe. Sjow not bothering with the Hellions, straight into the Reaper. And actually now looking for an infantry-focused strategy. I will give credit to Sjow. He can vary it up when it matters. Sjow scouts. Sees nothing. Not going to get spotted either. There you go. There's the Cloudo cam. Into the line. How much damage could he really do with that? Maybe take out 1 SCV before he loses his Reaper. Reaper... Oh! Does he take 2? He actually does. There you go. He manages to take 2, so I suppose that was kind of worthwhile. What scouting information did he get, though? That's possibly more critical. He saw the factory, and he saw the second command center immediately, so he will respond appropriately to that. Bear in mind, Sjow expanded pretty damn fast as well. There you go. Very confident about that. In the meantime, Cloud with the starport. Tech Lab coming down. We could be seeing a swap, no question about that. Very likely to possibly see some Banshee play. Very likely, possibly. It's a combination. Can you figure it out, folks, on a scale of 1 to 10? I think not. It is a mystery cast. Cloud. Siege tanks coming out right here. Interesting. He may not even swap around, but it's a possibility. Bear in mind, Tech Lab coming up right there. He's already had the Tech Lab at the factory, so he doesn't really need to rely on that. This is some crazy stuff, folks. I'm a big fan of this. A lot of variety coming in right here. Now, that Marine shield is already up, but he's not going to be able to get across there without his opponent having equal numbers. Now, I would be concerned if a tank gets deployed, then those Marines are effectively useless. Now, Sjow did scout the factory, but he didn't scout anything else. You know, he did not see a tech lab. The factory wasn't finished yet. He cannot be certain that his opponent is building tanks so very, very early on. Looking for an attack here on the natural expansion, I would imagine, flanking around, but that tank is going to provide some critical cover. Even with the Marine shield, Marines will not last all that long. Stim is on the way for Sjow. He's pretty much ahead in that regard. Double reactor coming down for Cloud on the barracks, once again reverting back to his strategy, but he's mixing tanks in for good measure, which sounds like a particularly good idea. Sjow into the mineral line. He takes one, but he takes a big shelling in the process, so that wasn't all that effective. At least it delayed the harvesting for a very short period of time, but he's right back to it. So Sjow didn't lose anything there, so he's probably not too concerned. Took a couple of Marines for free. Okay, Cloud is lagging behind. He's lost 4, as far as I'm aware. Yes, indeed, 4 SCVs. That is a fairly important thing to bear in mind. Sjow possibly going for an early second expansion, third base. Not a bad idea, honestly, because right now Cloud is proving to be pretty passive, but bear in mind, Cloud is evil like that. You know, he's kind of like an iceberg. You see him, you see something above the water, it's like, oh, I know, nice little passive iceberg, easy to go around, and underneath, you see devastation. But holy hell, Sjow, you have really gone all out when it comes to Marines, haven't you? He's got 24, and he's looking for an infantry weapon level upgrade as well. Ooh. Stim pack on the way, yes! Now, more to the point, can he crack that line? That seems to be incredibly risky to me. He goes for the early third base. Interesting stuff. That is a clever play, bearing in mind that his opponent is proving to be a little bit passive, but Cloud can turn on you in an instant. He can. He really, really can. You think he's playing passively, and suddenly you've got like 5,000 siege tanks and a bunch of heavily upgraded infantry down your throat, which is not something Sjow really wants to deal with right now. Trying to stay mobile, trying to avoid that, and a quick third base, second expansion coming up for Cloud as well. Here's the second flanking maneuver by Sjow. This time he has the stim pack, so he could do a massive amount of damage with it, but huge amount of deployment there. There's no way. Actually, if he deploys around here, he would be able to do some economic damage, but it looks like he's not going to bother with it. Sjow remains with the map control and the mobility right now. Sjow coming up with a starport as well. Marauder, siege tanks deploying. Very good. Sjow not going to rely too much on those infantry because of the siege tanks in play. Build battle cruisers! You know you want to. Why will no one build battle cruisers in high level? Why? It makes me so upset. But it works in silver! It really does as well, seriously. I should refine that build. I had Artanis from Gosu Gamers have a look at it. Pretty damn dangerous build. You start building battle cruisers on like the 6.5 minute mark. Really unpleasant. Right. Rollout and deployment, folks. Bear in mind, this looks passive, but it really isn't. Because once Cloud gets rolling with this and he gains some map control, this is going to be devastating. Right now, tank advantage firmly in the hands of Cloud. He is doing a staggered deployment, as you can see. Keeping those Marines very safe as he's going to take that third base. But Sjow has had that rolling for ages, and his economy is very, very strong as a direct result of that. Quickly catching up and rapidly exceeding that. And here's the... Oh, nicely done, catching his opponent completely unawares. Because he's deployed over there, huge economic damage done. They're not going to escape, there's no question about that. But he is able to do many, many SCVs worth of damage to Cloud. That was a great play there by Sjow, a very patient play. Look at that. That is a line and a half, isn't it? An amazing... That's a convex as opposed to a concave. Actually, no, that is a concave because it's facing that way. Never mind. Sjow now able to get the tank advantage. Rolling him out. He's got 4. He's got 7 Marauders. He's got 30 Marines as well. If we look at upgrade level comparison, the Marines of his opponent do not have. This could be critical. They will have it very shortly, though. They don't have combat shield. Flank around. He knows what it's in. There you go. There's the big aggression. Oh, he's going to lose it. He's going to lose it. There you go. Sjow takes it for free. But here's the response from that. Will he be able to keep that up? He's got to go all the way in for a base trade scenario right now, and I don't really blame him. You see the attack going in right here. There is really nothing that his opponent can actually do to stop that. Playing chicken, folks. Cloud devastates the expansion. He's playing chicken. The thing is, Sjow does have some deployment right there. It's going to be big damage there on those Marines. Raining it down, but Cloud gives it up because, hey, I got Marines in your freaking base. Sjow takes it, and that's 1 in this best of 5 series.